Imagine flying the F-15 Eagle. Cutting the blue skies like a knife. Driving this car in the 80s would make you feel the same. When I remember drawing a car as a kid, what comes to mind was definitely not this. It was a red car with the original design that we see everywhere.
Chris Arnold Guinness takes to the road in the Vector.
The Vector W2. The name comes from the W for Jerry Wiegert, designer and founder of Vector Motors, and 2 for the number of turbochargers. Jerry had an idea. What if our cars actually looked like a fighter jet? A little bit different from what we used to. That if we car make the change, Jerry said. He built the American dream. This car had an American V8 with 2 turbochargers that produced over 600 horsepower.
This is the Vector W2. Now this is Jerry's invention. Jerry, this costs what if I were to go down and buy one today?
$160,000.
$160,000.
In my opinion, this car looked even better than the Lamborghini Countach. This road rocket was especially designed and created for wealthy entrepreneurs who don't give a fuck about money. The Vector W2 was a daydream and a wish for every man. This car was super fast. Then it comes for the huge surprise. Vector Motors produced their new supercar with an American heart. This car came with a huge 6-liter V8 and double Garrett turbochargers. A new rocket was launched into the space. The Vector W8, one of those short-lived classic cars that later gained a cult following. The W8 entered the market in 1989 and ended production in 1993. Though the car had its fans, and I'm 100% one of them. The Vector W8's performance is one of the best things about the car. However, it's still not perfect, as the vehicle does live up to comparisons to automakers Vector wanted it to compete against. The Vector W8 has a 6.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine under its sharply designed hood. The W8 has a maximum output of 625 horsepower at 5,700 RPM. But just like any bubble, there is always a burst. It's perfectly understandable that a sports car intended to compete with the likes of Lamborghini would be pretty expensive. However, one of the reasons the Vector W8 flopped so spectacularly is its price. First, the automaker announced that the car would cost around $225,000. However, by the time the car finally went up for sale, the asking price was approximately $450,000. This price tag made the Vector W8 one of the priciest cars on the market. By the end of its run, the company had only sold 17 cars to customers. Everything was perfect, at least that's what Jerry wanted people to think. Unfortunately, Jerry died in January 15, 2021. This was a story of one of the abandoned gems that we should remember. I wrote a full article about the Vector W2. If you are interested, I will leave the link in the description.